head into the Memorial Day weekend, a quick update on gas prices. According to the fuel savings platform Gas Buddy, the national average price of gasoline is expected to be $3.08 on Memorial Day. We expect that to continue to decline because of the president's energy policies. But this is down from Memorial Day last year. And adjusted for inflation, it's the second cheapest price for a gallon of gas on Memorial Day since 2003. Thanks to President Trump.
Y'all know who this is. Trump Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt.
Trump, who just got done doing 1 jumping jacks for every fallen soldier in honor of Memorial Day. A lot of people don't know this actually, but the J in Donald J. Trump stands for jumping jacks. He does them so effortlessly. It's really wonderful to see. And he was also dictating speeches while he was doing it because he has such great breath control and such great cardiovascular health, unlike the previous administration, who is just, I'm not going to put that. I hope he gets well soon. Anyway, President Trump was overwhelmed with gratitude for the troops of the United States of America because no one loves the troops more than President Donald J. Trump. However, it was cloudy because of all the disgust that President Donald J. Trump felt for the scum radical left and all of the people that are trying to fight against us to make America great again. We are just trying to do the best for the American people, and people that are still clinging on to the spells woven by the previous administration. Caitlin, write this down. This is about to be really good. You're about to hear some truth. Like you've never heard it before, guys. I've been given the clearance to finally release the records of what Joe Biden was doing and why some of these holiday parties are so filled with diversity.
Who is routinely mocked for her constant lying at the podium by comedian and TikToker Lysandra Vasquez.
Tariffs are a tax hike on foreign countries that again have been ripping us off. Tariffs are a tax cut for the American people, and the president is a staunch advocate of tax cuts. As you know, he campaigned on no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, no taxes on Social Security benefits. He is committed to all 3 of those things, and he expects Congress to pass them later this year.
I'm sorry, have you ever paid a tariff? Because I have.
That's
they
it.
don't get charged on foreign companies, they get charged on the importers.
And ultimately, when we have fair and balanced trade, which the American people have not seen in decades, as I said at the beginning, revenues will stay here, wages will go up, and our country will be made wealthy again. And I think it's insulting that you're trying to test my knowledge of economics and the decisions that this president has made. I'm now regret giving a question to the Associated Press.
When questioned on her diatribe, gloating of the president, all things he campaigned on that was not included in the big, beautiful bill, along with her deceit on tariffs, she goes on to blame an AP reporter. Speaking of gloating,
President Trump who just won yet another push-up contest. Everybody was doing them with 2 arms, but he was like, no, I got this with 1 arm. His core is unnaturally strong. I don't know if you've ever seen him on Air Force One, but instead of taking a seat like everybody else does, what he likes to do is he stands on an upside-down Bosu ball and he just balances. He's like, this is exactly how I balance being both a businessman and a man of country and a man of the world and the leader of the free world and taking us into the golden age. Because of his strong abdominals and strong core, the person who invented Pilates actually learned from President Donald J. Trump, but we won't get into that right now. It's mostly about the genetic privilege that he has because his hands make such a big base. Anyway, but President Trump is not about that. It's about Memorial Day. Happy Memorial Day. Happy barbecuing. Trump steaks are available on trumpsteaks.com, and he's going to be releasing his own recipe of a barbecue sauce. It has gold flakes in it. That's the secret recipe. It's the golden age of America, which is exactly what we're going for today. President Trump has asked me for a special readout directly from his desk of things that he would like for the American people to remember, starting with, of course, the troops. Our president is the leader of our military, and he is leading us into the golden age. He would also like for us to remember the Alamo. He would also like for you to remember that he won in a historic landslide, and anybody who says anything that doesn't agree with that, like Caitlin, I'm looking at you. Washington Post. Also, I'm looking at you.
I'd like everyone to realize this is essentially her job. To lie, constantly, vehemently, unequivocally, lie to the press, lie to the American people, lie, lie, lie.
Certainly, as a Republican and as a young conservative on college campuses, you are in the minority.
That's 27-year-old Karoline Leavitt, acting like a victim for voicing opinions that eventually earned her the nickname KK Karoline in her home state of New Hampshire. When she's not misleading and gaslighting the American people from the White House press room, she's spending time with her 59-year-old husband, refusing to pay $325,000 in debts from her failed 2022 congressional campaign, appearing in a Project 2025 training video, ignoring reporters who have pronouns in their emails, kicking reporters out of the White House, calling Black Lives Matter a terrorist organization, and advocating for privatized Social Security and an abortion ban. Her views reflect America's most far-right politicians, which makes sense since she grew up with Fox News constantly playing in her house and even interned there as a college student. Leavitt ran for Congress in New Hampshire in 2022, accepting more than $325,000 in legal donations, most of which has never been refunded to donors as required by the law. And she didn't disclose the funds for years, but now that she's in the White House, it's hard to say if she'll be held accountable.
The answer to that is, of course, no. But what's rather telling is how she has been groomed for this moment in time.
President Trump, who just got done doing a record-breaking amount of lunges in front of the tomb of the unknown soldier in honor of Memorial Day, would also like to extend another congratulations to the graduates of West Point. He gave such a beautiful speech, guys. There was not a dry eye in the audience. It was really beautiful, touching, where President Trump basically was like, hey guys, you do not have to worry about the future because it is in great hands with you, as also great hands of his, because they're so big, so strong, and we're in a merit-based nation where there's no more DEI, no more critical race theory, no more transgenders. Okay, and also President Trump, author of The Art of the Deal, he's just, again, so great with words that he was able to give such a beautiful speech and was like, hey guys, we also can't be judgmental against trophy wives because some of us get chosen and can't help that we are the prize. Unlike people who are deeply unlovable, bad at their job, and will never get chosen like Caitlyn.
A legal citizen, Leonardo Garcia Venegas, was detained even though he has an ID.
Yeah. Yes. Well, the Leonardo DiCaprio wannabe, the brown version, I guess. I looked at his photo. He's not as good looking, but he could try. He wouldn't have had this problem if people would self-deport, and business owners are being brave and having people that might get raided by ICE, like patriots, like Kid Rock.
Thus, she is mocked routinely, rightfully so, for her appearances by the comedian Vasquez. Here are my closing thoughts on this. Lysandra Vasquez is part of a movement through the arts over time that has had to come together and also display notions of anti-fascism in order to not only prevent, but put up a metaphorical blockade against what these people are doing. Karoline Leavitt is not innocent. Karoline Leavitt is part of a fascistic regiment that is trying to take over this country, and she's simply getting a small amount of crumbs of a very large pie in order to carry out the person that owns the entire shop's actions. That is what is going on here. She should be made fun of. She should be for what she's doing. Why does she have so many unpaid bills from her congressional campaign? I think that's actually another humongous story that the American electorate has no idea of. A part of the electorate, small majority, who simply will not care because they back what she says and they back the person that she backs. So, you know what, whatever. But these are humongous red flags. Another humongous one. She is with a guy who's like 30 years older than her. What is going on there? No idea. But Vasquez, like many others, are showing how the art, how comedy, how theater pushes back against conservatism. Conservatism is being stuck in the past. It is not a way of trying to catch up to the rest of us. And doing so in these different ways, we should say, is an act of trying their best to display how bullish these people are, how awful they are. And that is why I applaud it, and we will showcase it more and more. Hey, I appreciate you watching. Now, if you can, please do become a channel member by going to youtube.com/TYTsports and clicking the join button. If that's too much for you, you can just go to tyt.com/join to become a member. It helps all of us out here at the Young Turks and keeps our network afloat. In addition, you could follow me on my socials on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Appreciate the love. Have a great day.